All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in Chelsea transfer news. I never imagined this. I didn't even consider. I did not even consider this particular target an option. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just thought some people were just talking a load of rubbish, but it seems like this is serious. This is serious. Here I was thinking about perhaps Karim Benzema, a bit of experience. It's crazy. Over the past 24 hours since the news have dropped, a lot of people have been trying to downplay Karim Benzema, like as if he's not a footballer anymore. They're like saying, oh, he's too old. Now, he's washed up. He was in Saudi League. He couldn't do anything. I mean, we're talking about Karim Benzema. Like literally a year ago, he won the Ballon d'Or. And all of a sudden, this guy is not a player. Literally not that long ago, just a tad over a year ago, he dunked on us in the Champions League. It was a lethal weapon in the Champions League. All of a sudden, he can't play football. All of a sudden, he's too old. He's not good enough. It's crazy how some fans they'll believe anything. They'll accept anything. Like we've genuinely have people in the fan base that are actually backing this Jhon Duran news at the moment. That's the news, ladies and gentlemen. Jhon Duran. I could not even imagine that Jhon Durán to Chelsea is actually going to heat up. It is definitely going to heat up. Matt Law talked about it yesterday. Off the back of that, Fabrizio Romano, Nathan Gissing. Nathan Gissing. Now everyone wants to call him Nathan Gissing. He was talking about it 10 days ago. Aston Villa player who doesn't start for them, of course. 20-year-old player, Jhon Durán, prior to Aston Villa, was in MLS. I think has 2 or 3 Premier League goals so far in his career. I think he's almost been at Aston Villa for 2 seasons or a season and a half, something like that. This is the player. And there are certain parts of the fan base that are saying that, maybe this is a master stroke. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Big up to each and every one of you guys, by the way. Big up to Valan, my man, CFC Daniels, Mohammed Atil, Shubra. I think Villa will outprice Duran. Only 6 days left. Yeah, 6 days left. And we got Villa coming up next anyway. Who knows? Maybe Duran doesn't start for Aston Villa. Well, he generally doesn't start anyway. But it'll be interesting if Duran actually plays against us. Gremlin, big up to you. Dexter, big up to you, my man. Hudge, big up to you. Himanshu, good to see you. So, yeah. Matt Law was initially talking about him off the back of that Fabrizio Romano. 10 days ago, Nathan Gissing reported on it as well. And there are fans, as I said, who are trying to justify this move, saying that the board has done some really, really good deals with some of these youngsters. Why are you opposing this? Maybe he could maybe he could be something special. But that's the thing, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Like, haven't we got enough maybes? Haven't we got enough potentials? Why put another potential? In a situation where we are in the season where we are screaming out for some experience, someone who's able to go out there and just score goals, bang in goals, and rectify this season. In a particular state of the season where Pochettino needs help, we are giving him help by adding another youngster that he needs to guide. He's already got his hands full. Honestly, at this stage, I can't even be upset with Pochettino anymore. What's this guy meant to do? What's Poch actually meant to do now? What's the difference between Jhon Duran and Armando Broja? If anything, I think Broja's probably a bit ahead of him. Now, people are playing down Armando Broja as well. I'm not saying Armando Broja is, extremely fantastic. He needs to stay. But if you're getting Jhon Duran, you might as well just keep Armando Broja. But the issue is Armando Broja is pure profit. And the issue is people are trying to play this whole thing out and justify this move for Jhon Duran because we need to keep some money for the summer to buy Osimhen. In order to buy Osimhen, in order to give Osimhen the right level of money, we need to sell Broja, we need to sell Chalobah, we potentially need to sell Conor Gallagher. And since we're going to sell all of these people, and we are obviously going to get Osimhen looks like in the summer, that's what we are shaping up for. For the time being, we're getting someone like Jhon Duran. Why does it have to be, for the time being, Jhon Duran? And why are we so cash strapped up? Why are we so limited? Who told some of these board members and these owners to buy the players that we've bought? Who told to do them, this level of business? We didn't want all of these players. We didn't want all of these kids. Look at all the money that we spent on kids. Did we ask them to do that? Did we ask them to do that? I think we've spent nearly 150 million in just kids, or maybe even more. Did we tell them to do that? They're looking to get another CB, young CB. Why are you wasting money on that? Just keep Thiago Silva for another season. Thiago Silva didn't cost any money to bring him in to Chelsea. He was on a free loan. He was on a free transfer. Just continue paying his wages. I don't think Thiago Silva's on any massive wages either. The other factor with Jhon Duran is he's not gonna demand a lot of wages. So this whole Jhon Duran to Chelsea is purely financial basis. He's young, which fits our profile. He's not going to cost too much. His wages are going to be bare minimal. And maybe he could explode. Maybe. So that we can go out there and buy Osimhen in the summer. So many transfers that we did in the likes of Mudryk, in the likes of Madueke, David Datra Fofana, Angelo Gabriel, Andre Santos, Cesare Cassidy. We recently just bought that under 17 Senegalese player. All this money that we spent, was it necessary? Was it necessary? And now we have potentially a lethal weapon up for grabs who's looking for a way out from Saudi Arabia. Someone who would, help us maybe rectify this season. We've got a final coming up against Liverpool in Wembley. And I was just thinking that maybe someone like Benzema comes in and really helps us out. But it just shows the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. The bottom line with this ownership and the board is that it's not all about winning. I think the quicker we realize this, the better for all of us. It's not all about winning. It's about running a business. That's what it's all about. It's about running a business. It's about making sure that the owners get some level of investment, return on investment back. It's making sure that there is some profitability that these owners can reap benefits from. It's not about winning. Because what's that going to do? You guys would have seen the reports in terms of who's making the most revenue in London. You know who's making the most revenue? And I'm going to do a video on this later on. You know who's making the most revenue? The club that's making the most revenue in London? Guess which club is making the most revenue in London? Revenue. Not profitability. That's a different calculation. Revenue, which is still pretty big. Spurs. Tottenham Hotspurs are making the most revenue in London. A London club. The London club that is making the most revenue is Tottenham Hotspurs. What have they won? What have they won? You don't need to win anything. That's a clear example. You don't need to win anything. This is why our owners, they're so focused on rebuilding a new stadium. They're so focused on getting these young players in. They're so focused in doing all of these like fancy sponsorships, where sleeve sponsorship, this sponsorship, that sponsorship. Air Jordan. No problems. No problem. I'm not saying don't do any of this. I'm not saying don't do any of this. Like, do them. But the focus, as I said, is not about winning. The focus is about business. Winning is secondary. Winning is secondary. We got Drog Baba in the house. Big up to you, Drog Baba. My man Baba is in the house. F the kids model, bro. Benzema is right there, and they want to bring in another kid. I'm pretty sure the ownership is doing this on purpose to, us fans off. Look, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I honestly thought this time around, our owners and the board are actually they're going to stop all of this nonsense. I seriously did think that. I don't know why I thought that. I must be so stupid to think that. But I thought with the situation that we were in and how just a few more wins and it could, propel us to a top 6, potentially maybe crack, have a shot at the top 4. I don't know. There's still a lot of games to go. We've got a Carabao Cup final coming up. Potentially we can win some silverware. We can go long in the FA Cup, hopefully. I just thought this is it. This is it. That the owners and the board are going to be like, do you know what? Benzema's available. Let's get him and let's win stuff. But no. Winning is secondary. If it happens, it happens. Winning is more like just by chance. Like if somehow we make it to the final, which we did, and then on the day, if we end up winning, fantastic. But it's not the end all and the be all. Do you know what I mean? So we are seeing an opportunity with Jhon Duran, 20-year-old, barely played any minutes at the highest level, 2 or 3 goals in the Premier League. And this is the guy who's going to come in at Chelsea Football Club now and help us out under Maurizio Pochettino. Like, we've already got so many kids. Maurizio Pochettino already has his handful with Mudryk. He's still finding it very difficult to develop Mudryk. Madueke is still developing. You got Nicholas Jackson, who's also still developing. Do you know what I mean? Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo, yes, they've had a lot of games, but they're young as well. You're Levi Colwell, who's in his early stages of his career. Buddy Shield is fairly young too. Chukwuemeka is young as well. And the list goes on. The list just goes on. And on top of that, let's add Jhon Duran as well. Jhon Duran, a brother whose name John is not even spelled the right way. His brother's name is John, spelled Jhon. John. His name's not even spelled the right way. Felix Smith, why are you pushing hard for deals? No need until summer, in case we can get someone on loan just to help us finish this season strong. But still, I'm not trusting until I hear here we go. No, it's okay. Well, look, I'm not pushing for deals. What I'm saying is there was an opportunity to get Karim Benzema. And no problems. If you can't get Benzema because of financial situations, no problems. Then don't do any of this stuff. Don't disrupt anything. Like, just keep it as it is and do all of the stuff in the summer. And Jhon Duran, I don't know. Is it a loan? Is it actually going to be a loan? We're loaning Jhon Duran from Aston Villa. Like, even a loan, like, does that even make sense? Jhon Duran coming in as a short-term solution, does that even make sense? Oh, Miz, why are we pushing hard for deals? No need until... Okay, I get it. Yeah, I see. Mr. Fenny, that is why I don't want Jose. These owners just want kids. Yeah. Milo Cow, it don't even make sense, Miz. You're going to sell Broja for around 35 mil to get a player around 25 mil plus wages. What? It just doesn't make sense. To what benefit does that help the club? I think his wages are going to be probably very cheap. I don't know what kind of wages Armando Broja's on. I think the way that probably helps out is you can cash in on that pure profit, 35 million. That's profit, immediate profit. And then you can buy someone for 25 million that you can spread over 5 years. That 25 million will be spread over 5 years. And the wages are going to be low. Maybe the wages are going to be lower than Armando Broja. And maybe that's how they're looking at it. I understand they're setting all of this up to perhaps get the deal done for Osimhen down the track in the summer, but it's putting a lot of pressure. It's putting a lot of pressure on Maurizio Pochettino. Like, and apparently with this Jhon Duran player, like, there's disciplinary issues as well. Like, he's not the most disciplined player. He picks up yellow cards on a regular basis. Haj, can we speak about if having the high expectation we put on coaches under this ownership as a fan base is fair? Means you just listed like 7 players there who are part of our spine, who are all maybes. Exactly. This is what I mean. I don't think it is fair anymore, man. I really don't think it's fair. How can I sit here now after the kind of performance? And look, we played well. We played so good against Middlesbrough. But we saw how undercooked Mudryk was. And that's Middlesbrough, right? In the Premier League, the levels are a bit different. But Pochettino is having already enough on his plate to get barking orders to Mudryk and get him to play the way he wants him to play, get him developed. He's already giving a lot of instructions to Madueke, guiding him. He's guiding Caicedo. He's guiding Enzo. Pochettino, he's very good with the young players, no problems, but he's no babysitter, man. He's not a childcare center. Like, there's a competition. There's matches to be won. you can't win with kids. It's simple as that. It's very difficult to win with kids. You're competing against Man City, Liverpool, even throw in Aston Villas, the Tottenham Hotspurs, Arsenal, right? Like, they've got seasoned professionals, and Pochettino's given all of these kids just because they're talented and potential, and maybe they can explode. And there comes a point where you have to say to yourself, I think this manager is given a damn hard job to do, man. He's given a damn hard job to do. And maybe Poch knew that anyway. Maybe Poch knew that. Maybe Pochettino already knew that when he came into Chelsea Football Club. And he agreed on all of this anyway. I don't know, man. Jhon Duran. It's probably going to happen, you know. It's probably going to happen. When you got Matt Law, Fabrizio Romano talking about this and saying that internal meetings are going to be held, it's probably going to happen. Because, yeah, as I said, he's not going to cost that much money. And there's a potential of him to do well. Do you know what I mean? A lot of people are saying maybe he could turn out to be the Cole Palmer situation. He could turn out to be a Cole Palmer style of signing. And people don't understand. Cole Palmer was playing really well. Cole Palmer, before joining Chelsea Football Club, if people watched Cole Palmer at City, for the little minutes that he was getting there, he was actually playing well. A lot of people were seeing Cole Palmer was very, very good player. But people are saying maybe Jhon Duran could be like that. Maybe Jhon Duran could be the Cole Palmer kind of a signing. Maybe. Narayanan is saying whatever they want to do with these kids, they could have done for cheap like Brighton do. And if they don't buy big name players, it's still better than overstacking the squad just for vibes. Yeah. Royston, big up to you, my man. Miz, I'm sure when they said Poch could develop players, they meant 3 or 4, not whole squad of youngsters. That was the mistake. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. Because I actually think we could earn on Benzema from shirts as well. Exactly. I said from a business standpoint as well, Benzema makes sense. If we can't pay, just focus on Jackson and wait for Osimhen potential. Durán and Jackson, same level. Nothing changes. Absolutely agreed, Felix. Absolutely agreed. Chucks is saying, fully agree with you, Miz. That's why I want Poch to stay. When you think about it, he's actually doing better than most with the kids he's got. It's like Jose said, you can't win anything with kids. You can't. Honestly, at this stage, at this rate, if Poch ends up beating Liverpool in the Carabao Cup, that's big success, you know. That's actually pretty big success. You look at Liverpool with the likes of Salah. Salah most likely will be back for that Carabao Cup final. But the likes of Salah, you got the likes of Van Dijk, Andy Robertson, Trent, Alexander-Arnold. Diogo Jota, Nunez, Luis Diaz. There's a lot of experience, man. There's a lot of experience. And if Poch ends up beating that team, I think that's huge. I really do think that's going to be huge. Well, we're playing Liverpool very, very soon anyway. We're playing Liverpool just around the corner. I wish we did nothing. I really do. I wish we just didn't do any business. Get rid of the players, no problems. Because obviously, Nicholas Jackson, he'll be back from AFCON soon enough. I think we could have sold Armando Broja in summer as well. I think Armando Broja's value in the summer probably could have propelled. Broja would have started now. Broja would have Hopefully, if he got some goals and stuff for us. I think Broja, his valuation could have risen in the summer. And Broja's got enough years left in the contract. But we better get Osimhen now. I guess that's how it's all shaping up to be. I think we better get Osimhen now. We better get Osimhen for summer. And maybe that's what we are shaping up for. And who knows, maybe this Jhon Duran guy is going to come in at Chelsea Football Club this time around, and then he's probably gonna get offloaded to a loan next summer. He's probably going to go to Strasbourg. Who knows? And if we end up buying more clubs, he's probably going to go there. David Datra Fofana, another guy. Why didn't we just keep him? Why didn't we just keep David Datra Fofana? Why did we have to let go of David Datra Fofana to Burnley? What's the difference between David Datra Fofana and Jhon Duran? What's the difference between David Datra Fofana and Jhon Duran? Top dog RLG, Duran is miles off from being ready for a team like Chelsea. If the club is signing him with the hopes that he can solve our striker problems, then they're even more clueless than we all thought. Yeah. Yep. Duke saying no difference. Yeah. David Datra Fofana, Jhon Duran. Yeah, what difference can there be? What difference can there be? Ah, man. Top dog RLG saying difference is Fofana is well clear of Duran. Fofana's actually had quite a lot of minutes for Union Berlin. I know the loan didn't go well, but yeah, at least that's a minute. Hudge, Jose Mourinho, Pep, Ancelotti, Fergie have all stated having a squad full of kids is negligent because you end up having to micromanage every individual development and can't focus on the team as a whole. I think this is what's happening to Pochettino, I really do think so. Poch is having to be a dad for all of these players. And how are you gonna coach the team if you have to be their dad? You can be a dad for maybe 2, 3, 4 max players. But to be a dad for the entire squad and babysit each and every one of them. But as I said, it all comes down to the fact that you don't need to win, man. When you've got a brand like Chelsea Football Club, you don't need to win. As Spurs are showing it, right? Spurs are showing that you can get the most revenue. Spurs are doing concerts in their stadium. They've got a bigger stadium, so they can sell out a lot more in terms of match day revenue. And they're somewhat relevant, right? They're somewhat relevant. That's all you need to be. You just need to be somewhat relevant. As long as you're somewhat relevant, you get yourself a bigger stadium. You start doing a whole heap of other nonsense stuff. Yeah, you can earn more. And then I reckon next financial year, when the figures come out, I think Chelsea's profitability will be off the charts. The amount of players we sold, the wages that we've reduced, the amount of wages that we reduced, and the players that we brought in for 8-9 year contracts, our profitability is going to look beautiful next year. Beautiful. It all depends what the owners then do with that profit. Do they invest it back to the football club or... I mean, they are investing, right? They're investing. It's not like they're not. They've spent £1 billion. They are investing. They're just investing on more kids. They're just investing on more kids. Because more kids would mean more opportunities to maybe have one of them turn into a superstar. Look at, for example, Kendry Paez, right? Kendry Paez has probably already doubled his money, and he hasn't even kicked the ball for Chelsea Football Club yet. Like, Kendry Paez is still another year and a half away from being at Chelsea Football Club. He's probably already doubled the money. Cole Palmer, for instance. Cole Palmer, we bought him for what? 42 million? Cole Palmer will easily be an 80 million player now. Easy. Don't be surprised like if players like Cole Palmer down the track are sold to open up money again to buy the next Cole Palmer. That will be the model. That will be the model. It's no difference to Brighton. No different to Brighton model, no different to Dortmund model. No different to the selling clubs model. You're not really building a team of quality players to win stuff. Like you got Cole Palmer, you keep Cole Palmer, you keep developing him, keep letting him flourish, and then you add more quality in and around. No. By the time you add more quality, Cole Palmer, it's time for you to leave, because now we can cash in on you. You can earn a lot of money for us. 100 million maybe down the track in a couple of years' time. 100 million for Cole Palmer, no problems. I'm going to get myself 5 new Cole Palmers for 20 million each. And that whole cycle continues. Poch will be told to get the best of these lot. And then they'll sell each of those ones again to bring in new batch of players. But they've already started doing that, right? They've already started doing that. The new batch of players are already ready. Paez, that Senegalese brother, and all of these other 16, 17-year-olds that we are looking at. Willian, Esteval Willian. Like, we're already seeing this project in motion. We're going to see Alfie Gilchrist down the track. Alfie Gilchrist most likely going to get sold as well. Alfie Gilchrist this season slowly building up a bit of a reputation. Next season, he might be getting some games here and there. Build up that reputation again. And before you know, Alfie Gilchrist gone for 25 million. Maybe 30 million. Pure profit. Lee Castledine, he's getting some minutes. Maybe we can. This is why our owners, they really want Europe, right? Even if it's Conference League. Because these players, they can show their quality. They can get some game time. And then there's always suitors. There's always someone. There's always someone there who wants our players. And the cycle continues. These batch will go. Pure profit will come in. More young Jhon Durans, more Durans, more Jacksons. And Pochettino will be given a very difficult task to always just keep making it into Europe. Always. Do your best to make it into Champions League. Do your best to make it into Europa League. But I don't think you can ever win the Premier League this way. I just don't think you can ever win the Premier League. You just can't. Not this way. You can't be winning the Premier League this way. It reminds me of, do you remember like when Arsenal times? Do you remember Arsenal? They were moving like this under Arsene Wenger. Just went, by the way, big up to Matisse. Matisse, good to see you, brother. Chelsea are signing a striker that's cup tied for both cups. And Cassidy as well, by the way. Cassidy is cup tied too. Do you guys remember Arsenal under Arsene Wenger? Every time Arsene Wenger created a team that could probably go for the league title, boom, like the players disappeared. Samir Nasri, do you know what I mean? Cesc Fabregas. Eventually enough, Thierry Henry left. Robin Van Persie left. And many other players left. And they never ended up winning anything because every time they were on the verge of going for it, it was all disrupted. I think that's what's going to happen to us. And then through all of this, if we can somehow, Theo Walcott was one of them as well. But yeah, through all of this, if somehow we can win an FA Cup, a Carabao Cup, yeah. It's honestly, it's the Brighton Dortmund model in terms of selling club. It's the Arsene Wenger type of model of just picking up these FA Cups and Carabao Cups if you're lucky enough. But I don't think you can compete for the big stuff. I don't think you're going to make it to the Champions League. The only way you can make it to the Champions League is you this season, if we qualify for the Conference League, we win the Conference League, we go to the Europa League, and we somehow win the Europa League to make it into Champions League. Yeah. Because it looks like every time we want to bring in someone big or quality, we'll have to sell. We'll have to sell someone. We'll have to make pure profits somehow. Yeah, it's just crazy, man. It's crazy. Haj, at least Arsenal had the excuse of having to pay for the new Emirates Stadium. Miz, go watch Lampard on the overlap. Carragher summed up the situation. Yeah, I actually watched just before starting this live stream. I was actually watching the overlap. It's a fantastic episode that they had. Now it was interesting how Lampard was talking about what Roman's view was and what the current owner's views are. Night and day, absolute night and day. Miz, we will sign Osimhen, then we will sell him also. I can feel it. We won't have a team of stars always selling them. Yeah. We'll get Osimhen in. A couple of years later, when Enzo's price again goes up, we'll probably let him go. Yeah, I don't think we can keep all of these players all the time. It just seems like that's not the idea. All right, we're going to wrap things up. I never thought Benzema was feasible, but at least sign someone like Guirassy or another low-risk option. And if not that, just leave the team as is. Yeah, absolutely. Clicks. Miz, did you watch DR Sportswear Expressions and Robbie went to Qatar? Must watch. I got to watch that. Yeah. All right, big up to you guys. Each and every one of you guys. Brian, big up to you. Young Takuri. Aka, big up to you, my man. I'll catch you guys later. Until next time, everyone. Take care. See ya. Bye.